sorry about that. That was the bloody hospital about my liver. So I had to answer the phone, and apparently it just cuts out the video camera. So anyway, so yes, blah blah, fell over, banged my arm, banged my head, yeah, this side. Then when I fell in the landing, I banged my shoulder here. I've got a bruise there, and then I banged the back of my head quite badly. So that was that. So basically, I didn't mention this on any of the other videos because I didn't really think it was anything. But after the operation, my liver function, my liver function results were like crazy, and nobody really paid a massive amount of attention to it. And then my dad sort of flagged it with a friend of his from work. Oh, it looks like I'm naked, doesn't it? I'm not. I've got clothes on. Yeah, he flagged it with a friend from work who's a liver specialist, and so I've been having some tests done on my liver and stuff, and it's something called an ALT, which is like monitors something to do with your liver and how well it's performing or whatever, and it should be around 40, and mine was, I'm just dismissing that low battery, and then yes, mine was about 1,000, and it remained quite high, so I've been having blood tests and blah blah blah. And so after this episode on Sunday night, I went in on Tuesday, yesterday, and spoke to some more specialists, and I had blood tests done, and I was in there for 7 hours, and I had about 4 hours worth of intravenous fluids and blood. So there's my blood, it's like, that's why that and that there, I can't really see that one because of the shadow, yeah, that and that. That's why junior doctors and doctors shouldn't take bloods, it should just be nurses, because they should. And yeah, so I had a cannula in the back of my hand for 4 hours when I had some fluids in, which made a big difference. I was very dehydrated because of all the shit with the boyfriend. So I might have to have a liver biopsy because they may think that I might have had a reaction to the anaesthetic that I had when I had my operation, because the results of the liver function went massively crazy pretty much, I think it was about 5 days after the operation. So anyway, they're doing all these tests, and the problems that I've had with passing out and blacking out and stuff they were talking about, it's all related to the circulation and blood pressure and stuff, and my heart trying to pump blood around my body quick enough, and it isn't working, and so I'm getting dizzy because my body is basically protecting my brain and saying, you're not ready to walk around, we can't physically do this, we can't pump the blood enough around your body, so we're black out to make you go, oh, I need to sit down. So anyway, I've been drinking more and eating more as a means of trying to kind of sort that out. So I'll talk briefly about the whole relationship ridiculous situation. So anyway, yes, people who know me obviously kind of know the situation, but people who kind of watch on YouTube, I think, do you know what it is? Like, I'm not going to sit and slag them off because there's no point, but I think it's important to talk about every aspect of what this whole kind of situation has created. And obviously relationships do get affected, and I didn't know that this would put a strain on my relationship, and we would have been together a year on Saturday, so so much for the helicopter ride I bought you for the 1 year anniversary. Got a refund on that, didn't I? And the lovely lady, when I explained the situation, she wasn't going to give me a refund because I was too late, because I bought it such a long time ago. Then when I told her my lovely boyfriend actually finished with me, she said, oh right, well I'll make an exception. And when I asked her what to do with the voucher, she said, if I was you, I would burn it. So there we go. But anyway, I digress. So yes, we've been together about a year, and before all this happened and stuff, I gave him plenty of opportunities to walk away, and I said, you know, if you don't want to be in this, you don't have to. You know, I understand it's a lot of pressure and blah, blah, blah. And then when he said, no, I want to do it, I want to be with you and support you and stuff, I was like, right, well, you need to make sure you're talking to people about how you're feeling and how things are going, because it's going to be stressful. But obviously he didn't talk to anyone about what was going on, and it all came to a head when basically it was obvious, because he was finding increasingly more ridiculous excuses to go out and get completely hammered on a weekend rather than come and spend any time with me. And I sort of pointed this out to him, and he started to talk about it and be like, yeah, you know, well, I guess we should talk about it because I do realise it's not great behaviour. And then he started to sort of say, oh, I'm such a dick for talking about this now. I'm such a bastard. It's really not great timing. And I was like, well, obviously you've got something to say, so you might as well spit it out. And he just sort of said, oh, I'm not sure about the relationship anymore. I don't know, you know, how I feel. And I think I might just see you as a friend because we don't really have any sort of physical relationship anymore. I'm just a person that comes to visit you and we sit and talk. We go out in the car or whatever. But I think I might have gone past the point where I can ever look at you as anything but just a mate. And physically, you know, things have been different, and obviously like I wasn't physically capable of having any sort of relationship in that way when I was sick, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so he went on and I was like, right, okay, well, fair enough, you need to like think about how you feel, and basically you need to decide, is it the situation and the fact I've been sick for 3 months and it's been hard that is making you feel worried and down, or is it me as a person that you've decided I'm not the right person for you? So he was like, oh, I'm sure I can make it work. I'm 99.9% sure, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, went off and had a week and stuff. And then obviously I didn't really speak to him that much. And I think that I was so miserable and depressed and felt really upset about it all last week, because I think I knew in my heart of hearts this isn't going to continue, because basically in my eyes, if you love someone, if you really love someone, you don't need a week to decide about whether you want to support them through a really difficult period in their life. You don't even really need 5 minutes. And I think that was what made me so sort of miserable and down about it all. So, on Monday, after all this stuff, and I'd rang him the night before, I sent him a message and said, because it all turned into, oh, I'll come over on Tuesday and I'll let you know if I'm going to be with you or not, blah, blah, blah. And I just sent him a text and just said, if you've decided you don't want to be in this anymore, then don't come round, because I don't want to see you. There's no point. You're just going to upset me, blah, blah, blah. And then we spoke on the phone for ages, and, you know, he didn't really have much to say. He was like, I just can't put my finger on it, but something's just not right. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. The thing that's not right is the fact that I've been sick for 3 months, and I've lost nearly 3 stone, and I've got a fucking colostomy bag, and it's been hard, but this is life, and relationships can be hard at times, and the point is you stick by the person and you don't desert them when they're at their lowest, and that's what he's done, you know. And he sort of was like, oh, I'll still be there if you want me to, I'll still come and visit you, and I'm like, well, why do I want you to do that? That's just going to make me feel crap. The only person that's going to make feel good is yourself. And then he ended with a bit of a gambit about, a little gem about making it basically seem he's doing me a favour. Oh, well, you don't deserve to be with someone like me. You deserve to be with someone who can give you what, you know, you can give them, and I just can't give you what you're going to say that you can give me. And then he started to talk about physical aspects of the relationship and stuff, and I think that's a big part of it, and said something like, it's better that I did it now. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to not say anything because I was being so self-destructive when I was going out and getting drunk. I probably would have ended up just sleeping with somebody else. I was like, oh, brilliant. Thanks very much then. So anyway, you know, it's very sad, and I feel sorry for him more than anything, if I'm honest, because I think it's a shame that you don't have faith in a relationship to kind of see it through to the end. It's like, you know, jumping over the fence right at the end of a marathon and not actually finishing and not actually kind of seeing what it would be like. But everyone reacts differently, and I know that deep down, you know, as a person, for him, at his core, he is someone who can walk away from another human being who he's invested time and energy in when they're at their lowest, you know, and he can say to someone physically, I just don't think I'm attracted to you anymore, when that person is very vulnerable, and it's an awful thing to do. It's a shallow and selfish and cowardly thing to do, and so, you know, I'm not going to spend time and energy crying and crying and crying and, you know, being like, why me? Oh, he was the perfect one. Because he wasn't, and nobody who treats anyone like that is the right person for them, you know. This whole experience has taught me a lot, and it's been very life-changing, and I realised that the most important thing in your life is to surround yourself with people who love you and who care about you, and if that's what he would believe that love would be, then he's never been in love, because you just don't treat people like that. So it's very sad, and